Okay, grab a seat, everyone. Yeah, make sure you grab your teas and coffees to keep you stimulated throughout the whole day.
If you don't already have this package, just go get it.
Yeah, go ahead. And remember, there's lots of waters in the fridge too. Cold water. Great. Great. Well, this feels good. If everyone could grab the handouts from Grace, that'd be great. Here we go. Oh. What else? Yeah, everyone going? We can just put that back there, David. Okay, so you learned a little bit about how to create a successful blog in the first presentation, and now we're going to talk about more to do with branding and blog design. And Grace is an expert in this area. She has a website called Artiden, where she writes about music and psychology, and she's going to be sharing a little about branding and blog design. Let's give her a round of applause.
Awesome. So hey guys, I'm Grace and I'm thrilled to be here. Now just a show of hands, who has a blog? Now keep your hand up if you have a blog that you're proud of. That rather than giving your business card out, you'd rather show someone your blog. And because it communicates more about you than anything else. Okay, cool. Awesome. So today you have a package in your hand. It's called Designing an Attractive Blog That Readers Love, and that's what I'm going to be talking about today. So I'm going to be sharing about the next happy hour. We're called happy hour. We're going to be sharing 3 design questions to test if your blog is a niche blog or potentially the next big thing. So you can actually follow along. In the first page, you can actually follow along as you're taking notes if you're into that. How to build an audience that loves you using your blog design, and the foundation of a successful blog. So my name is Grace, and I love piano. When I was 8 years old, I started piano lessons, and I played for at least an hour every day. Now, if I forgot to play for 5 days in a row, then my mom would take me out of piano lessons, and that did happen a few times. And on Halloween, all the other kids were out there trick-or-treating. I was at the piano playing the creepiest songs, creeping everyone out. Now, by the time I left high school, I had been taking piano exams on my own, so I had the equivalent of a bachelor's degree in piano performance by the time I left high school. So I never majored in music when I went into university. I also taught piano, and I performed on the side. I taught at the school board, Vancouver School Board, and one of my biggest hobbies was design during this time. And I did design on my own at night, during weekends, whenever I had time. So this was my biggest hobby. And I was crazy busy during this time, teaching piano, the schedule, it was crazy. But in 2010, I started a blog, a music blog called Artiden, where I shared music advice with psychology. And it was my second blog. My first blog was in 2005, did all the AdSense stuff. But but I had no friends and no connections, and I'm willing to bet that some of you guys are way more connected than I was when I first started. So this is my car. Around this time I bought a new car. I don't know, it's a beauty. I went into every dealership, chose this car, this color, this make. It took me such a long time. But so one day, my friend and I had finished a presentation in town. And we had arranged for my dad to come and pick us up because, it's Vancouver, who calls a taxi? It's just way more convenient to arrange for someone to pick you up. So we did that. My dad came and picked us up. We had another event in town that we had to go to, so we were driving along. And as we were making the right turn, this other car came along and boom, they hit us. And we did not know what happened exactly to this day. There was this whole, shebang about the insurance, but on that day, that car was totaled. The insurance company told us that this car was a total loss. And that changed my life. That impacted me a lot because the fact that that car died that day and I was in that passenger seat, meant that I could have died as well. So that was life-changing for me because I had to ask myself, well, Grace, are you happy? Are you doing what your only life is worth doing? And at that time, I was crazy busy with piano and teaching piano during the day. I had no time for myself, my friends, or my family, and I had to say no to everything that I loved best. I had to say no to a trip to Grouse Mountain. I still remember my friends going. So I knew that something had to change because I was not happy with what I was doing. And there's a saying that things have to get worse before they get better. And really that was my case. That was true in my case. Because I became crazy about design. I started working really on design skills, working on my own. And I started testing psychology techniques in my design. So in the past, I had been entering design competitions and whatnot. But now, after this incident, I started trying new things with my blog and testing psychology techniques in my design. And I became simply obsessed. After a while, people started paying me to get my results because I was getting results. And I started interviewing these different experts around the world that I had no idea that I existed before. And then success started coming. I left the school board, everyone's dream. I started my own piano teaching business. And as I built my blog, as my blog grew, my piano waitlist grew with that. It grew 3 times bigger, and that's like amazing. That was amazing for me. I got to work with lots of music standards and professors around the world. These are some of the cool people that I got to work with. These people are from the top music schools, and they had no idea I existed before. I also got involved with lots of amazing events. So these are some of the amazing people that I got to work with. Also, freedom is something that you get from blogging and business and design. This was the art studio I was able to open in Vancouver. And also, I started taking so much design work that I was able to hire a team of creative professionals, talented people in Vancouver to join my team. And don't get me wrong, I made lots of mistakes. None of this was really handed to me. And it costed lots of time and energy and money. But as I started taking design more seriously, I worked with lots of people and businesses. And I noticed that people kept getting tripped up on the same things when they were blogging and when they were building their businesses in their blogs. And I thought, well, what if I can help people solve their problems even before their problems come up? What if I can show people the roadmap to blogging and design and branding and tell them, this is what you should do, what you should not do, this is who you should talk to, this is what you should say. And to show them the roadmap to prevent them from getting stuck. So I created a program called Design Lab. And for the first time ever, I'm bringing it online. So it's a program that where I teach my style of design. So the type of design that I teach and practice is about communicating with people effectively. And I'll be showing you some of the techniques. So communicating with people effectively and bringing your message out to the world. Because you have a message that matters. So Design Lab is, I'm going to be showing you the strategies that I'm going to be showing you not only works for blogs. Once you nail that, once you nail the design for blogs, you can whip up your own business cards, your own posters, and you can be confident that they look good because these techniques work for design in any situation. So I will show you the power of design. So I'm going to invite you to close your eyes for a second. Just close your eyes. And I'm going to say that you are in an airport. You are in the Toronto airport. You just stepped off the plane. And you have your luggage all around you, by your feet. Your mom's brother's your mom's friend's brother knew that you would be in town. So He calls you up, you get a phone call from him. He's like, well, hey, I'm Joe, what's up? How's it going? He's like, well, you're like, okay, yeah, I'm good. And he's like, well, I know a friend who has 2 places in town. Maybe you might want to stay there. So you're like, okay, well, why not? So you get in the cab, and you're like, okay, well, I'm going to check the house out just to see, which house I want to stay in or not. You take a cab. You get to the first house, and when you open your eyes, I want you to say the first thing that comes into your mind. Okay, you can open your eyes. So this is what the first house looks like. Can you say the first thing that comes into your mind? Creepy. Creepy, dark. Yeah, that's a good consensus. Okay, and then you get into the cab. Okay, would you go into this house? No. You wouldn't even go in, let alone stay in there. So this is what the second house looks like. Ooh, this clicker is going crazy on me.
You need batteries?
Oh, you had it 2 seconds ago. There.
Yeah, so this is what the second house looks like. So can you say the first thing that comes into your mind?
Ice cream. Strawberry ice
Yeah, fine, yeah.
You're on your road.
Would you walk into this house?
Yeah.
Yeah. So which house would you rather stay in? The first one or the second one? Second one. Yeah. So this is design. This is what how people react to what you put out into the world. And most people would choose the second house if they don't want to be murdered by bats in the first house. Okay. So what can design really do for you? Let's drill down. If you're a blogger, it can help you become more influential. If you can influence people on your blog, you can influence what people do on your blog, then you will be way more influential. You can bring out your personality and message. When you meet someone face to face, you see their faces. Online, your blog and your website, your brand is what people see. So that is important to nail. It can help you build an audience. So once you have an audience, you can use email marketing, you can use whatever to keep your readers loyal and engaged. You can gain clients and grow your business. Once you have an audience, they are loyal to you. They will help you and support you, whatever venture that you're doing. And also, all this will help you increase your income. So if everything is going well, you can use it to build your brand and your business and grow a bigger empire. And also, you can have fun. Even if you're just blogging for fun, all this will go way smoother if you're having fun. So, we're going to talk about 3 design questions to test if your blog is me too or the next big thing. Now, this is a guideline that works for most people. There are exceptions. There are always exceptions, but this is a guideline that we found that works for most of the bloggers that we work with. Some people with lottery, most people don't. So, do you understand what your audience really wants? We're going to rush through these, and then we're going to go through them in detail later on. Do you have a system that works for you when you're blogging? And are you trying to serve a problem? So, okay. Okay, do you understand what your audience really wants? Who here, put your hand up if you think your blog readers, your audience, wants information. They're on your blog because they want information.
Strictly or as one of them?
Strictly information. Okay, yeah. So people do not want information because information does not make a difference. Think about it. If information made a difference, then there would be no overweight person in North America because we all know that the benefits of being healthy and being in shape. So there would be no overweight person in North America if information made a difference. So people do not care about information. What they really care about is the way that you package yourself, that you take information and turn it, put your voice into it, put your spin on it, and then turn that into content. That's what matters. That's what people want. Your brand and your story, because you are unique and people want that. If people wanted information, they would really unless you were writing about, rocket science or something, which I think no one is writing about. This is one of the top fashion blogs in Australia. It's called They All Hate Us. What they do is they go on Tumblr, they reblog photos. They are the top fashion blog in Australia. And this is, pardon?
What is it, the blog called?
They All Hate Us. Yeah, funny, eh? Yeah. So they go on Tumblr, they reblog photos. So this is not new information. People just love the way that they package their content and they put a spin on it so that it's consumable to this audience. And really, if people just wanted information on the newest trends, they could just go on Wikipedia, research, Michael Kors, Spring Summer 2014, get all that on Wikipedia. But no, this is how people consume information. It's branded, they love it. Okay, so another benefit is when you package your content in a way that people can consume, then people love it, love you, they love your brand. As you're blogging, you're going to figure out what your readers love, and you're going to be able to learn what people enjoy on your blog and be able to produce more of that. Okay, so it is not letting me get to the next one. This. Pardon? Go forward, please.
Go the other way.
Is it not working? Go back, please. Oh, there's a slide before it. Oh, go forward, please. Okay. Yeah, go forward, please. Okay, so in order to do that, all that, you have to figure out. Yeah, do you want to be in the...
Sure.
Yeah, so you have to figure out who your audience is, what they love, and in between that window, you have to figure out what you can give to your audience. That's what you want to figure out. And that's what we really drill down on in Design Lab. Because when you can put your spin on your content, then you're going to be able to create an audience that loves you and that you can communicate with. So, another bonus. When you can package your content in a way that people can consume, then people really love you. So this is one of the students that I work with. She said, I learned more in 30 minutes than I have in the last year. Grace is a great teacher, very friendly, knows her stuff, all that good stuff. But what this really shows me is that we are not, when you package information into content, then people really can consume it. And that is when you can really benefit people. Next, please. So number 2, do you have a system that works? Just because you post a blog post, people are not going to share that just because you put it up on the internet. You need a system that works for you. And next, please. So here's how most people blog. Just think if this sounds kind of like you. Next, please. You write a blog post, polish it, add a few images, press publish. Next. Put it out to social media, Facebook, Twitter, all that good stuff. Next, please. Share it in social groups, why you're a blogger is awesome. Next. And then cross fingers, hope for the best. Yeah. Next, please. So what usually happens? The blog post gets a few shares, it gets a few comments, maybe companies approach you for advertising, a couple companies, nothing big, a few free products. Next, please. But the problem is that not many readers stick. You don't keep your readers. And that means that you're not building an audience if your readers are not staying on your blog. If you're not building an audience, then you have nothing to work with because all your readers are somewhere else on Facebook or Twitter. So you have to find ways to keep your readers on your blog and be able to take them somewhere. So if you have an audience, then you can go anywhere, basically. You can get a new job with it. You can sell more products. You can get sponsors, get awesome trips to awesome places. So you really need to be building an audience. Okay. So the solution, I'm going to talk about a bit. of your results come from 20% of your efforts. And really, that is true when you blog. There are activities that, okay, awesome. So there are activities that get most results in the least amount of time, and that is when you are using a system to blog and to design. Now, what kind of system am I talking about? So this is a model of a typical blog. You have your branding, you have your design, and you have your content. Now, most people are focused on hyper-focused on producing more and more content. So whether that content means, writing blog posts or videos or whatever type of content that you produce, you cannot be focused on here because you have your design and your branding. If people cannot get through your branding and your design, then they will never get to your content that you have spent hours and hours and hours focused on. So you have to focus on your branding and design as well, because that is what people see first. Next, please. So number 3, are you trying to serve everyone? Have you ever thought, my friend can read this, my mom can read this, my grandma can read this, everyone can read this, my dog can read my blog, everyone can read my blog? That is not effective. That is not serving anyone because you are not focusing on anyone. You're not serving anyone specifically. It's better to be perfect for one type of person than just general and okay for everyone. So you might think, well, but I'm cutting people out. Next, please. So let's say you're selling cardigans and you see a picture of this baby in a cardigan on the website. Thank you. Next, please. Next picture, scroll down, this guy in a gold chain wearing some cardigan. Now, if I were this guy in a gold chain wearing a cardigan, I would not want to wear the same cardigan as this baby. Is that right? Yeah. Next, please. Now, if the next photo is of this girl wearing a cardigan, then it's obvious that this website is trying to serve everyone, but that's not really working because if I were this girl, if I were in the market for buying a cardigan, for a girl, I would not want to wear the same cardigan as a guy in a gold chain or a baby. So it's better to be specific, perfect for one type of person than many, because that's how you can be successful. Next, please. Okay, so this is a fashion blog. It's for a specific type of girl. It's bright, you can see. I'm not going to say too much about it. It's bright, it's specific type of fashion. Next, please. This is another type of blog. It's called the Man Repeller. This is runway fashion, another type of fashion. So even within fashion blogs, you have specific types of fashion. This is Man Repeller, it's a darker type of fashion for the runway. So when you're specific, girls love these. Next, please.
So you're using your man haters who want to use this product?
No, it's a fashion blog about fashion. So it's a different type of fashion. So even within girls' fashion, you have different types of fashion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's the 2 blogs that I just mentioned. Those are polar opposites. That's what it is. So here's how to build an audience that loves you. Number 1, you want to understand your audience. You want to understand who is reading your blog. Exactly, you want to understand who exactly is reading your blog. What do they love? What do they hate? And what can you give them within that? And number 2, you want to understand exactly what they are seeing on your blog. Now, when you put everything on your blog, you put all these words, all these photos, they're not seeing everything. Next, please. This is what they're seeing. So this is a heat map. This is a Google page, search result page. And this is what they're seeing. The red is what people's eyes stop the most on. This is what they're seeing. The purple is if they just scan it over, and the black is what they don't see at all. So your design will influence what people see on your blog and how they behave on your blog. Next, please. So you see the red, that's what people's eyes stop the most, and Google knows that. Every time they shift the pixel or shift color, they know that it's $1 million shift in income. Next, please. So this is one technique that I use is short and choppy sentences. That's what I start my blog post with, a short and choppy sentence, because if people read your first few sentences, they're way more likely to read the rest of your blog post. Next, please. And same thing, line length, short line length. People think they read faster when line lengths are shorter. So sometimes I cut my blog posts in half, the length of my blog post in half, and people are more likely to start reading, which means that they're more likely to read the rest of the blog post. Next slide. So I'm going to show you the hotspot technique, and this is something I use and that I teach in Design Lab to design effective blog posts. This, where people's eyes stop the most, that's called a hotspot. That's what I call a hotspot. Next. So let's go straight. Where do your eyes go first?
Flame.
The
Yeah.
flame.
Flame. Most people would say the flame. So we can say that, yeah, it's looking at the flame, the flame of the eyes. Next, please. Next. So the hotspot technique is if you can take advantage of where people's eyes are looking, and you can influence their behavior while they are looking there. So to use this technique, you can create your own hotspots, or you can take advantage of hotspots that already exist on your blog. The way to do that is place important elements by your hotspots, and keep in mind that a hotspot does not need to be an image. This is an example of a blog post image with this image. So if I put the title by the hotspot, then people are more likely to continue to read that, as opposed to have to redirect their attention. Next. So this is how people usually read. And object pages. Created this in 5 seconds. Put an image. This will work because people's attention is already, we know that people are already looking over here. So you don't want to put the box down here because that means that you are redirecting people's attention and you are losing people when you have to make people work like that. Next one. So this is a page for my blog, and it's designed deliberately. It's a music blog. Now, if people are interested, next please, this is how I've laid it out. If you're interested in teaching, if you're interested in music, then you're going to keep reading. That's how I want you to read my blog. I only want people who are interested in teaching and music and piano. Although my blog is largely about piano, psychology, this is the main topic of my blog, and this is what my updates are about. Now, if you don't want to do that, if you don't want to sift people out from the beginning, this is what you can also do. Next, please. This is Zen Habits. What Leo Babuda does is he just has the title and the blog post. Now, what this does is people enter your blog with very few preconceptions about what your blog is about. Sometimes that's a good thing. For him, that's a good thing. Sometimes that's not so good. And that depends on your topic and your audience. Next, please. So the hotspot technique, to wrap up, is really, next, a way to take advantage of where people are looking and be able to influence people. Next, on your blog. So you can use hotspots at the end of your blog post and on your about page. So your about page is probably the second most visited page on your blog. The next thing you want to do is you want to funnel people. Now, you've got people interested in your hotspots. You've got people looking. Now, what do people do? What do you want? What is the next step? Tell people how to get involved, but don't make it confusing. So this is one of my hotspots. At the end of my blog post, I have this. If you like my content, then get more of this. I change the wording once in a while. I'm always testing new words. But the gist of it is that I want people to join my community if they're interested in my content. If they're already in my email list, then I just want them to share my blog post. Next. So this is my about page. This is my old about page, actually. But the gist of it is that I use this in my about page. If people are interested, I want them to join my community. Next. This is my friend Cassie Boyne's blog. In this, she talks about career advice. And this is a blog post where she's giving career advice. But at the end of it, she does not want people to join her community. She wants people to join her for courses. She's selling courses for career advice. And what she does is she talks about it at the end of her blog post, but also on her sidebar. So if she loses people somewhere along here, then people are likely going to look at the colors. It's here. All this, she's selling that. So that is part of her funnel. That is how she's attracting people. So next is, you want to shape the big picture. And to do that, put your hand up if you think that you're not selling anything on your blog. You're not selling anything. Okay. So, okay. Well, actually, you are always selling something. whether it's your ideas or your passion or your work. You're always selling something. And so if you do not brand yourself, then you are risking people making their own whatever impressions of you. Because branding yourself, if you're not branding yourself, then you're just on your own in that little circle while everyone else is out there. Because you're already branded even if you don't pay attention to your brand. Your brand is what people feel when they come across your blog. So you have to take hold of that in order to really shape the big picture. And we really drill down on this in Design Lab. Next, please. So this is Marie Forleo. She's one of the top women marketers, and her blog, she's very good at branding, first of all. Her blog is about marketing advice. But what she did is she chose a laser-specific audience. That's exactly what we talked about in the beginning, laser-specific audience. She talks about marketing advice, but it's not only marketing advice, it's marketing advice for women. And she gets even more specific. Marketing advice for women between the ages of 25 to 30. That's what her blog is about. And her blog passes the 6-second test. In 6 seconds, you can tell exactly what her blog is about. And 6 seconds is the average time that people spend on your blog before they leave, before they decide to stay or leave. So you have that 6-second window to decide to influence people. Next, please.
Did you use the word gangster to get people to look a little bit further, find out more about it, or what?
It works for her. She targets women who are between the ages of 25 to 30, and that's the language that she uses. So it works for her audience. It depends on your audience.
What's your last name?
Marie Forleo, F-O-R-L-E-O. This is Penelope Trunk, great buddy of mine. She has a great homepage as well, passes the 6-second test. I encourage you to look her up. She writes about career advice at the intersection of work and life. So, awesome person to check out. Great blog. Great targeting. Lots to learn from her. And this is something that we really drill down in Design Lab as well. Targeting people and making your design reflect that. So you can see right away who her blog is for. Next, please. This is my old homepage. Next, please. And I designed it deliberately. So this is how most people will look at the blog. Your eyes travel down the path, and you can see if you're interested in piano and all that good stuff, then I want you to join my community. Next, please. So really what you want to do is figure out, next, your genuine brand of content. If you can do that, then you will become a top-tier blog. You want to be you. Next. And you want to tap into your audience's head to see what they really love. So know your audience inside out. Know them well. Your audience is different from you. You're writing for people. Next. And you want to decide on the design that serves you best. And that goes with your brand. And you want to make sure that your blog posts are consistent. You have a few branding guidelines within that, but every time you make a blog post, people know that it's from you. That's how you build a brand. Next. So now let's talk about the foundation of a successful blog. Next. A successful blog is juicy. Juicy meaning that you think it's valuable. Next. People can only fall in love with your message if you know what it is and if you love your message. So that's what juicy is. Genuine meaning you are being your true self. You're not trying to be anyone else, you are authentic. That does not mean spilling your guts on the internet. That means being honest and authentic. Driven. So you have a blog, you have a reason for blogging. You have a reason for blogging. People need to know that. People love journeys. It doesn't mean that you have to, make up some crazy journey. No. You need some sort of reason that people need it for blogging. And people will come along with you on that journey. Or you can help them go on their own journeys. And that's what the top blogs take advantage of, because people love journeys. People love stories. Next. Next, please. Okay, so you have to figure out your story. You have many stories in your life, but you have to choose the one that's relevant and then package it into your blog. And that will be your brand. Next. And shape your content according to this. Your content should fit inside what people want, your brand, and your content. Next. So this is from Meat Safety. He writes about the most boring topic ever, finance. But his readers
No, it's
love
not.
it. Yeah?
Sorry.
Well, for some people love it. It's like accounting. Yeah. Finance. But he writes about finance, and his readers love him because he is on a journey. He has his own journey, and he has his own tribe, and people love that journey of finance. He makes it into a journey. Next. Next, please. A beautiful mess. Doesn't matter what field you are, you need a journey. They are on a journey to live a beautiful life. They help people live their own beautiful lives. They are on their own missions as well. Next. So, design part for bloggers, that's what we really hone down on. We zone in on how to build your blog using design and how to get to your goals using design. Next. We work on positioning your blog. Positioning your blog the correct way and starting out right. Because your approach, how you start, determines your whole journey and where your blog will go. Granted, your journey will change, but starting it right, positioning it, will benefit you a lot. Next. So in Design Lab, we really talk about how to get your blog in front of people who matter, how to tap into your audience's head to understand what they really want from you and what you can really contribute, and how to test your ideas for $0. So I don't want you to, so in Design Lab, we're not really about shooting blindly, playing blog post stuff, having a strategy. No, we're going to form a strategy, a system for blogging, and then we're going to test the ideas for $0 just to see, I don't want you to spend hours and hours on something that won't work. So that's what we are big on. Design it. Next thing we do is we design your blog. So all that before is on paper, pen and paper, no design, no computer stuff yet. This is where the computer stuff starts, the techie stuff. Next. So we're going to talk about dominating your niche. We're going to work together to dominate your niche. Whatever your niche is, there is a way to dominate it. Next. And then I'm going to show you the formula for producing content that gets shared. There is a way to determine what your audience enjoys and then produce content that works that way. Next. And design your blog's ideal look. So what does your audience really love? And what does your target market work? Next. And this design lab, the course that I brought online, it is not a coding heavy course. So we're not going to teach you how to code an application or anything. If you're an architect, you're going to design stadiums, but you're not actually going to build it. You get other people to build it, right? You get construction workers to build your stadiums if you're an architect. Same thing here. We're going to design our blogs. I'm going to show you how to do the basic things, or I'm going to show you how to hire a coder or learn it yourself. So I'm going to show you how to decide whether you should hire or learn. Next. And then drive it. So you are in the driver's seat when you are blogging. We're going to make sure that you are driving the way you want. So we're going to maximize your brand by bulletproofing your blog. So this is the last section of that course. Next. Turn on visitors buying mode. Like I said, you are always selling something, whether it's your ideas, your blog, your brand, whatever. You're always selling something. Next. I'm going to show you the branding blueprint, exactly what elements you need to look like the person you are in real life and online. Next. Like I said, this is your face online. And I'm going to show you the right way to measure success. And it's probably not going to be tracked unless you're in a certain niche. It's probably not going to be tracked. Because traffic does not mean anything. Okay. Get results that matter, number of readers. So this is one of my students, 3 months. This is the results that she sent me. Pretty awesome. Now your results are really going to look different from this. It depends on your niche, the way you work. This is Stephanie. Sorry, Michelle. Michelle worked with me. She's one of my students. This is what she says. Grace is not just your average professional, but she embodies what it means to be a creative and effective blogging mentor. I highly recommend Grace to anyone who's seeking a passionate transition from hobbyist to professional. So she's really awesome. She's working on her own blog. Next. Next, please. And so how can you take your blog to the next level using design? You can do it slowly, like I did. So that's exactly what I did. I read the best magazines at night. I wrote it down on my own. I entered 2 design competitions every single week on my own. So you can learn from your mistakes. Use some of what I shared today. Use it into your blog. Next, do one-on-one coaching and design. So one-on-one coaching and design, that branding, building and positioning your brand is going to cost about at least 8 to 12 grand, because you're building a brand from scratch and it's one-on-one. Or you can do it in a group, like in Design Lab. So Design Lab is really meant for that. It's designed for people like you. Next. So what is Design Lab? Design Lab is a step-by-step program for taking your blog to the next level using design. And it's designed to take you by the hand, show you step 1, step 2, step 3, everything you need to know. Next. And really, it's the fastest way to get from A to B. What is it exactly? It's a 5-week design course designed to take your blog to the next level using design. So I'm going to show you exactly what to do. It's a live course. You don't have to show up anywhere. Starting Thursdays, 4 p.m., starting July 3rd. So it's every week for 5 weeks. Next. All sessions are live. They're also downloadable, so you can keep for this. And then when you're building your next blog in the future, maybe you're building a blog for your company in the future, or maybe you want to use it to get a new job in the future, you can come back to this. Next. I'm also going to create a private design support group. This group will stay with you for life. You can go in there, say what are you working on, what you need help on. People will come and help you. It's like your online mastermind group that will stay with you for life. Next. And you can get the help and resources that you need right away. That maybe you can't hire someone right away on Craigslist. Sometimes that takes a bit of time. You need someone in a crunch. Go to this group. They will help you out. They are amazing people. Now I'm going to throw in this bonus today. How to create opt-in freebies that increase your influence. So building your audience, this is an incentive that helps people draw people in. And this helps me double, if not triple, my own email list. And I'm going to show you how to create that. Next. It's a 0 to launch must-have. I show all my students, all my one-on-one students how to do this. Next. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. You can sit on my shoulder, we'll sit on my shoulder, technically, and I will show you step by step how to do that. Next. And I'm also going to show you how to create the automated system for free. So you don't actually have to send people the ebooks. There's a system that does it for you. You just have to sit back and watch your list grow if you do it the right way. Next. So Design Lab Live, I'm also going to throw this in. Next. This is a section that's available only for the first 7 people who sign up today. First 7 people, because it's a 1-hour live session that we're actually going to meet up, and we're going to work on whatever you need working on your blog. So we're going to zero in on whatever your blog needs help on, whether it's your design or your content. Next. July 5th, 1 p.m. in Vancouver, location to be announced. Next. So personalized design advice, analysis, 1 hour, whatever you want to work on. 7 people only. For the first 7 people who sign up, I invite you to come. Next, please. And also there's going to be a Q&A design session. So I'm going to extend the course by 1 week. And it's a Q&A design session, $250 value, but I'm going to answer any questions that you guys have. Anything, no holding back, for 1 hour. Next. Next, please. We've been together for 5 weeks. Awesome questions. You likely have lots of questions. I'm going to answer everything. Next. So I'm also going to throw in a 100% happiness guarantee, which means if at any time within half the course you are not happy, then I will just give you your money back like that. Next. Send me an email. That's it. Easy. No questions asked. So how much will it cost? I invite you to join me, but how much will it cost? Maybe you're wondering right now. Next. It's not $8,000. That's what a typical branding project will cost minimum, but it's not even $2,000. Next. The investment today, I invite you to join me, is $397. So this is, I'm in. Awesome. Next, please. Yeah. So, where do you want to be? These are some of the results that I've gotten Anne Makosinski, the girl who invented the body heat powered flashlight. Really awesome people. Got involved really awesome events, companies, people. Where do you want to be? Next. Quick recap. Yep. 5 weeks of step-by-step training plus the private design group. How to create successful opt-ins. Design Lab Live. Online Q&A design session. All this plus the 100% money back guarantee, happiness guarantee. Next. And lifetime access. Next. So the next step, one investment of $397. I invite you to join me. I have sign-up forms. I'm going to put out sign-up forms by the counter. You can always come to me, taking cash and credit card today. And also PayPal. This is the URL if you prefer to do it by PayPal. Next. So the bonuses are only available today. And this is my first time bringing the course online. Usually it's one-on-one or in a small group live, and that's way more expensive. But it's going to be online. Don't have to show up anywhere. And it's a step-by-step course that shows you how to design a blog that attracts readers and that gets you to your goals and that you love and that your readers love. And really, first time running it online, but the price is going up. I can guarantee you after this. Next week. So Design Lab, that is Design Lab. I invite you guys to join me. If you guys have any questions about design or building a blog, feel free to come up to me. Happy to answer your questions. You don't need to know how to code, you just need access to the internet for Design Lab. Thank you for listening.
If you know ahead of time that you're going to miss it, is the download then good enough to do?
Definitely.
We want to show website.
Right.
And I'm going to tell you the website. Okay.
Yes.
Nadine, great job.
Thank you so much.
Oh, pushing the buttons.